I'm Griff Robodanger, and in this video, I'm going to take a well-known horror movie, the original Scream, and let a computer rewrite the story. This is
ScAIry Stories.
So if you're new to this, the way this works, I enter incomplete scenes from a movie's plot into an AI text generation tool and let it finish those scenes. If the AI decides to take a wild detour with the story, I must do my best to get the story back on track. If the AI kills a character, I have to adjust the story to fit. But if the AI randomly brings that character back to life, I can keep them in the story. And if the AI provides me with something I deem unusable for some reason, I'll be allowed to rephrase my entry and let the AI try again. I'm also going to use an AI image generator to illustrate the AI generated portions of the story, to the best of its ability. Let's begin! Our story begins with high school student Casey Becker, who is home alone. She is about to watch a movie when she receives a phone call from a mysterious stranger. She tells him she's about to watch a scary movie. The man asks, "What's your favorite scary movie?" Casey tells the man that her favorite scary movie is Monster Mash. The man tells her she's incorrect. His favorite scary movie is actually The Phantom. The Phantom, she asks? You mean like the Phantom of the Opera? Yeah, the man responds. I like that one. It was scary. Casey soon realizes the caller is up to something, and the caller's voice becomes more menacing. Casey becomes frightened when she realizes her caller's been watching her the entire time. The caller turns sadistic and threatens to kill Casey. The caller reveals that Casey's boyfriend Steve is bound and gagged outside on her patio. The caller demands she answer questions about horror movies. If she answers correctly, Steve lives. If she answers incorrectly, Steve dies. I'll even give you an easy one, the caller says. Name the killer in Monster Mash. Come on, it's your favorite scary movie, remember? Casey answers that the killer in Monster Mash was Colonel Rick. Nice try, the caller says. Now get me the name of the killer in Scream. Casey is confused. Scream? I've never heard of that movie. What is it about? The caller tells her the movie is about a high school guy who gets attacked by a serial killer. Okay, thanks, Casey says. She hangs up, shocked. Aware that her husband is tied up, Casey calls her best friend Ben and tells him about the call. Ben calls in his coworkers, and they all pick up the phone and start playing along, pretending to be the serial killer in Psycho. Why would you do that? This just terrifies Casey even more, so she hangs up on her friends. Casey attempts to check on her boyfriend when the phone rings again, scaring Casey. She answers it. It's the caller again, who tells her, "You hang up on me again, and I'll gut you like a deer in prime time with 12 turnovers." Casey sobs hysterically. "Please leave us alone," she begs. The caller ignores her pleas. Now for the real question. Name the killer in Friday the 13th. Casey thinks for a moment, then realizes she knows the answer. She says the killer was Christine Vachon, one of Jason's victims. Casey recalls how Vachon, the teenage actress who played Lisa Pierce, was killed on the very set where the killer just slaughtered another girl. The caller replies, "I'm sorry, that's the wrong answer." Casey angrily responds, "It was Christine Vachon. I saw that goddamn movie 20 times. It was Christine Vachon." The caller says, "Then you should know Jason's mother, Mrs. Voorhees, was the original killer. Christine Vachon isn't even a character in the Friday the 13th movies." The killer tells Casey that Steve's time is up. Casey runs to the window to see Steve's dead body. The killer had killed Steve by shooting his heart. Casey is devastated, and the whole office is rocked. What office? The killer breaks into the house. The killer is dressed in a black robe with a white ghost mask hiding his face. Casey attempts to hide, but the killer finds her. The killer chases Casey through her yard as her parents pull up into the driveway. Casey's parents do not see her, and the killer murders Casey with a shovel in the front yard. The next day, everyone at Woodsboro High School is shocked to hear news of the murders. Police come to the high school to interrogate every student about the victims. Classes are temporarily canceled. That evening, high school student Sidney goes home. She gets a strange phone call from a man she doesn't recognize. At first, she thinks it's her friend joking around. But when the caller turns abusive and threatens her, Sidney realizes something isn't right. Sidney locks her doors, but the killer in the ghost mask emerges from a closet inside her house and tries to kill her with a golf club. Sidney fights back and barricades the door with a table. But when she gets out the window, the killer continues his attempt to kill her, this time with a hatchet. Sidney somehow survives by going back into the house and locking herself in the bedroom, where she calls 911. Sidney's boyfriend Billy suddenly arrives, climbing through her window. But Sidney suspects Billy may be the man who tried to kill her when she notices that the pattern on his shirt is the same as the killer's mask. So she calls 911 and tells them about the mysterious call. Again? The authorities think Sidney is being pranked, but when they find the mask in her pocket, they realize there is some truth to the threat. Sidney is taken to the police station, where she gives a statement to the police about the attack. In another part of the station, Billy is questioned by the police because of his shirt's resemblance to the killer's mask, I guess. Sidney's friend Tatum arrives at the station. Sidney and Tatum leave the police station with Tatum's brother, Deputy Dewey. Outside the police station, Sidney is confronted by reporter Gail Weathers. Gail tries to interview Sidney, but Sidney punches Gail in the face because Gail is wearing a tight sweater that Gail found on Sidney's bed when she was staying at Sidney's place. When asked about her father, Sidney tells Gail to find him. Before she leaves, Gail compliments Sidney's attitude and gives her a peach bar as a thank you. She compliments her attitude? She punched her in the face. Okay, AI. So Tatum takes Sidney to her house, where Sidney receives another phone call from the killer, who tells her, "You got the wrong guy." Billy is released by the police, who no longer consider him a suspect. The next day at school, the killer tries to attack Sidney in the cafeteria. He escapes, leaving behind a bloody shirt in the restroom. Sidney is attacked by him again. Tracy says that Sidney used to be a normal girl before turning into a werewolf. So I guess Sidney's a werewolf now? Okay. School is suspended in the wake of the murders, so Tatum's boyfriend Stu throws a party to celebrate. Sidney decides to go to the party even though the killer is still on the loose, and there's a full moon. At the party, Sidney and her boyfriend Billy go upstairs to talk, while Tatum, Stu, Randy, and others watch a movie titled American Pie, which didn't come out for 3 more years, but reporter Gail Weathers crashes the party with her cameraman, secretly setting up hidden cameras inside the house. Deputy Dewey patrols outside the party in case the killer shows up. Meanwhile, Tatum goes out to the garage to get another beer. She tries to go back inside the house, but she is confronted by Ghostface. At first, Tatum thinks he's someone playing a prank, but when Ghostface slashes her arm, she knows he's serious. She fights off Ghostface's attacks and tries to escape, but Ghostface kills her by biting off her arm. Police Sergeant Thomas Wedge is patrolling in his car when he comes across Ghostface's gruesome crime scene. Despite the enormity of the murder, Wedge doesn't break into a run. Instead, he follows an apparently unrelated lead. Oh, that was important. Stu is pouring punch in the basement when the lights suddenly flicker on and someone chases him down the stairs. He finds himself at the movie screen and gotta double down on this one. Discovers that he's watching Sidney's decapitated body in the chair. Okay, so I guess Sidney's dead. So much for that whole werewolf thing. Looking up, he sees Ghostface on the other side of the wall. Stu tries to jump over Ghostface to reach the stairway, but Ghostface pounces onto him and bites his arm. Okay, what the hell is with Ghostface biting all these arms? Ghostface then slits his throat. Oh my god. Randy and the others watch the killer jump down from the ceiling and brutally murder the group. Stu decides he's going to try to escape by crawling down the stairs and goes to, screw it, tripling down, find help. But when he enters the basement, he finds Billy's bloody clothes on the ground. They're the same as Sidney's bloodstained ones, leading Stu to realize his girlfriend is the killer. Okay, Tatum, who's already dead? He tries to leave, but is dragged upstairs by Ghostface. Billy is kidnapped from outside of his house and taken to the scenes of the murders. After Billy is put into a cage, Ghostface approaches the front door and knocks out Stu. Billy's body is tied to the bed, and when Ghostface goes to the bathroom to relieve himself, he finds Randy tied up to the chair, with Sidney's head on the table. Man, okay, so I guess she really was decapitated. Okay, I gotta start dialing this one back in. As Randy attempts to break free from the chair, Ghostface unmasks and is revealed to be Billy himself. After a brutal fight, Randy gets away and gets Billy to the basement. Billy reveals his secret to his girlfriend. Sidney tries to attack Billy with a wooden box, but Ghostface slices her head off with a knife. Is she double decapitated? Billy is placed in the basement, and he attacks Billy with a chainsaw, just like Billy did to Billy in the beginning of the movie. Billy overpowers Billy and proceeds to bite, I gotta double down on this one, his arm off. As Ghostface is about to kill Billy, Stu attacks him with a knife. Stu eventually cuts off Ghostface's arm. Stu sits back and laughs as Ghostface leaves, and Billy is left as the final member of the American Pie Kill Squad. Oh god. I would love to see a movie called American Pie Kill Squad. You know what? I think that's about as close as this is going to get to an ending, so here are a few AI test creations I couldn't use in the story, but I thought they were funny. You hang up on me again, and I'll gut you like a fish and dump your body where the sun doesn't shine. You hang up on me again, and I'll gut you like a deer. I will feed your body parts to my dogs and watch them walk to the fridge and look in. You hang up on me again, and I'll gut you like a shoehorn. You hang up on me again, and I'll gut you like a goose. Before stating firmly and tellingly, I just sent those ashes off about an hour ago. You hang up on me again, and I'll gut you like a big pregnant AZ Dome Ebok. Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and let me know down in the comments what movies you'd like to see done in the future. And if you're new here, check out this other stuff and consider subscribing. And until next time, later, Danger Seekers.